Greater than the object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane. At first glance, these words may seem heavy, but they touch on something deeply relevant to us all: the journey of discovering our true worth beyond external validation. In a world filled with noise, distractions, and societal expectations, it's easy to lose sight of the value that has always been within us. Imagine uncovering strengths you've overlooked, not because they're insignificant, but because they're so intrinsic to who you are that they've gone unnoticed. Consider resilience, for example. It's not just about bouncing back from setbacks, but about facing challenges with a calm and steady heart. Wisdom, too, isn't about having all the answers, but about asking the right questions, especially in moments of doubt. This journey through Stoicism isn't just about self-discovery. It's about redefining what it means to live a life of meaning and fulfillment on your own terms. As we explore the subtle ways you might be undervaluing yourself without realizing it, keep in mind that every insight in this discussion has the power to reshape how you see yourself and the world around you. By the end, you might just find a newfound clarity and confidence that has been waiting to emerge. Accepting less than you deserve. When you settle for less than you deserve, it's like holding a ticket to an incredible destination, but choosing to stay put because stepping onto the plane feels too daunting. This moment, right now, could be where you decide to take a leap toward valuing yourself in the way that Stoicism has encouraged for centuries. Stoicism teaches us that our worth isn't defined by praise or setbacks, but by how steadfastly we hold on to our virtues amid life's chaos. Our choices, whether in our careers, relationships, or personal goals, should reflect our values, not just what's easy or comfortable. Think of life as an ocean. Accepting less than you deserve is like sailing in a leaky boat because you fear you won't find a better one. Stoicism equips us not just to patch up the leaks, but to build a stronger vessel, one that carries us toward the life we truly deserve. The philosophy doesn't sugarcoat reality. It challenges us to face it directly. It asks, are your choices reflecting your true worth? If not, the power to change course lies within you, not in external circumstances. Consider the story of a young tree in a dense forest, overshadowed by towering elders. It assumed it would always remain in their shadows, accepting the scarce sunlight that filtered through. Then one day, a wise old owl perched on its branch and asked, why do you settle for so little when you have the potential to grow just as tall? Inspired. The tree dug its roots deeper, stretched its branches higher, and eventually reached the sunlight it once believed was out of reach. Settling for less isn't humility, it's a betrayal of your potential. Stoicism teaches us to recognize our worth, urging us not just to dream of a life where we are valued, but to take action to create it. Minimizing your achievements. Take a moment to reflect on your recent accomplishments. Be honest, when was the last time you truly acknowledged your hard work and the virtues that fueled it? Too often, we dismiss our achievements, attributing them to luck or brushing them off as routine. This habit of minimizing our efforts does more harm than good. Stoicism, a philosophy that has endured for centuries, teaches us to recognize our own efforts, not for the sake of boasting, but to appreciate the discipline, courage, and wisdom that made them possible. Perhaps you showed discipline by waking up early to work on a project, or courage by speaking up in a meeting. Maybe you navigated a difficult decision with wisdom. These moments aren't just actions. They are reflections of your character. By downplaying your achievements, you overlook the virtues that brought you to them. Instead, embrace a shift in perspective. Acknowledge every accomplishment as proof of your growth. This isn't about feeding your ego. It's about seeing the truth of your effort and resilience. ####, prioritizing others' needs over your own. Why is it so easy to neglect ourselves while supporting others? Many of us are so focused on being there for friends, family, and colleagues that we forget to check in with ourselves. Consider Alex, a dedicated employee at a fast-paced startup. He stayed late every night, skipping workouts and ignoring stress to meet deadlines. His colleagues admired his commitment, unaware of the toll it took on him. One evening, overwhelmed with exhaustion, he finally realized, in his effort to support his team, he had abandoned himself. Once Alex started prioritizing his well-being, everything changed. He found time for exercise, set boundaries, and discovered that taking care of himself didn't make him less valuable to others. It made him stronger for them. Stoicism reminds us that self-care isn't selfish. It's the foundation of a well-lived life. Just as a lighthouse must keep its own light burning to guide others, we too must replenish ourselves to be a source of strength for those around us. So ask yourself, what small act of self-care can you prioritize this week? A daily walk, a hobby, or even just a few quiet moments alone. This isn't indulgence. It's an essential part of thriving. ###, struggling to accept compliments. Why does a simple, well done, or you're great at this, sometimes make us uncomfortable? Stoicism nudges us toward a surprising insight. Accepting compliments isn't about vanity. It's about seeing ourselves clearly. Every compliment is like a mirror reflecting something admirable about us. Yet we often dismiss them, uncomfortable with recognizing our own strengths. Imagine a friend says, you have a gift for making people feel heard instead of brushing it off, pause. Accepting praise with a simple thank you isn't about arrogance. It's about acknowledging the qualities that others see in us. By embracing the virtues others recognize, we cultivate a fuller, more balanced self-perception, one grounded in humility and wisdom. ###, avoiding decision-making. Have you ever scrolled endlessly through streaming options, unable to pick a movie, only to end up watching nothing? This indecisiveness extends to bigger life choices, too. Fear of making the wrong decision can leave us paralyzed. Stoicism reminds us that the focus shouldn't be on getting every decision right, but on ensuring our choices align with our values. Think of decision-making like planting a tree. You choose a spot, plant the seed, and nurture it, but you can't control the weather. What you can do is give it the best chance to grow. Instead of fearing mistakes, embrace them as lessons. Every decision adds to your growth, strengthening your ability to navigate life with confidence. ###, excessive self-criticism. Marcus Aurelius advised, greater than be strict with yourself and tolerant with others. But this discipline isn't about self-punishment. It's about self-improvement through learning and patience. There's a fine line between holding yourself accountable and tearing yourself down. True Stoicism doesn't advocate for relentless self-criticism. It teaches self-reflection, resilience, and wisdom. It shifts our focus from fearing failure to embracing growth. Every challenge and stumble is an opportunity to learn. When we release unnecessary self-judgment, we lighten our load, moving forward with purpose, discipline, and self-compassion. ###, final thoughts. The Stoic journey isn't about perfection, it's about progress. By recognizing our worth, embracing our virtues, and aligning our actions with our values, we cultivate resilience and clarity. So as you reflect on these insights, consider which of these signs resonated with you the most and more importantly, what small shift can you make today to step into your true value Kindness ensures we never lose sight of the progress that lies within our every effort. Think about the times you've caught yourself scrolling through social media, eyes glazing over pictures and posts that paint everyone else's life in strokes of unending success and happiness. Have you ever paused to question why these snapshots stir feelings of inadequacy within you? It's like watching a movie where you know the ending is always perfect for others, leaving you wondering where your own blockbuster moment is. This constant comparison with others is a slippery slope, one that can lead us to undervalue our unique paths and achievements. Stoicism, an age-old philosophy, steps in like a wise friend, reminding us of the power within to change our perspective and appreciate our journey for what it is, uniquely ours. It teaches us the art of looking inward, finding value not in external comparisons, but in our internal growth and virtues. What if, instead of comparison, you practiced mindfulness, catching yourself in the act, and gently steering your thoughts toward your personal progress and the qualities you cherish in yourself? How might your life change if you drew inspiration from others without losing sight of your own worth? This philosophy doesn't ask us to ignore the achievements of others, but to learn from them without diminishing our own journey. It's like running your own race at your own pace, admiring the runners beside you, yet knowing your journey is yours alone, marked by your efforts, attitudes, and resilience. Can you recall a moment when focusing on your own journey brought you peace and satisfaction? Anchoring ourselves in gratitude transforms our perspective, turning envy into admiration and self-doubt into self-appreciation. How often do you take a moment to recognize the beauty in your struggles and triumphs, seeing each step, no matter how small, as a part of a grander narrative you're crafting every day? Stoicism invites us to celebrate our achievements, learn from our setbacks, and always move forward with a heart full of gratitude. This approach doesn't just shield us from the comparison trap, it liberates us, allowing us to live fully and authentically, cherishing the journey that is exclusively ours. Let's embrace our stories, knowing that our value is not a comparative measure, but a testament to our unique path through life. What steps can you take today to cultivate a more grateful and self-appreciative perspective? Imagine someone who always dreamed of running a marathon. Despite the enthusiasm, the couch felt more inviting than the pavement outside. One evening, while scrolling through the phone, they came across a beginner's guide to running. It suggested starting with just a minute of jogging, followed by a minute of walking, repeating for just 10 minutes a day. At first, this seemed too insignificant to make a difference. However, recalling the marathon dream, they decided to give it a try. Day by day, they laced up their sneakers and followed this simple routine. The minutes turned into miles, and the miles into confidence. 6 months later, they crossed the finish line of their first marathon, overwhelmed with joy and disbelief. How often have you told yourself you'd start that online course next week, dust off the guitar in the corner of your room, or finally stick to a morning routine, only to find these promises lost in the shuffle of daily life? It's a story too familiar to most of us, not because we lack time or resources, but because deep down, we might not see the value in investing in ourselves. Stoicism, a beacon of wisdom from ancient times, shines a light on this very issue, suggesting that neglecting our personal development isn't just about procrastination. It's about undervaluing our own worth. The journey from doubt to achievement mirrors our own potential transformations. Stoicism invites us to shift our perspective, to see self-improvement not as an optional extra, but as an essential act of self-respect. Think of yourself as a garden. Just like a garden needs regular care to bloom, your mind and spirit thrive on attention and cultivation. When we skip investing in ourselves, we're like gardeners ignoring our plots, letting the weeds take over. Stoic philosophy reminds us that our potential is like a seed. Without water, sunlight, and care, it will remain just that, potential. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." This call to action is about recognizing that the pursuit of knowledge, hobbies, and self-care is not just beneficial, it's a duty we owe to ourselves. So how do we break the cycle of undervaluing ourselves and start making meaningful investments in our growth? Start small. Let curiosity be your guide, whether it's picking up a book on a topic that ignites your interest, spending a few quiet moments in reflection each day, or exploring a new hobby that brings you joy. These steps acknowledge your worth. Self-improvement is a journey, not a destination. Embrace the Stoic practice of self-reflection, set personal goals, and celebrate your progress. Remember, investing in yourself is the most profound declaration of your value. It's time to tend to your garden and watch as it transforms into a place of beauty and abundance. It's a common experience, feeling like we're constantly on stage, being judged by an unseen audience. This isn't just a modern-day phenomenon. It traces back to ancient times, highlighting a universal human struggle. Epictetus once said, "It is not events that disturb people. It is their judgments concerning them." This wisdom rings especially true when we find ourselves seeking approval or validation from others. Why do we crave this external applause? It often stems from a nagging sense of not being enough, a fear that if we're not validated by someone else, our worth diminishes. Yet Stoicism offers a liberating perspective. It teaches us to look inward, finding validation not in the applause of others, but in our alignment with our own values and virtues. Breaking free from the chains of external validation isn't an overnight journey. It begins with self-awareness, understanding why we seek approval, and questioning whether our actions are for ourselves or for the applause. By embracing Stoic practices of self-reflection and focusing on what's within our control, we cultivate a resilience that allows us to face life's challenges with grace. Success from a Stoic perspective isn't about accolades or achievements. It's about living in harmony with our principles, embracing the pursuit of virtue, and finding peace within ourselves. This path may not always be easy, but it promises a freedom and fulfillment far surpassing the fleeting pleasure of external validation. Reflecting on our journey today, we've unearthed the subtle signs that might suggest we're undervaluing ourselves, perhaps without even realizing it. This discovery isn't just about recognizing these signs. It's about awakening to the immense strength and wisdom that lie within us. Each of us holds the key to unlocking our potential, to valuing ourselves not just for what we do, but for who we are. Recognizing your worth is the first step toward building a life filled with purpose, resilience, and joy. As part of this incredible Stoic community, you're never alone on this path. Together, we're exploring not just the philosophy of Stoicism, but how it can profoundly impact our lives in the most practical ways. If this resonated with you, if it sparked a moment of realization or inspiration, share it with others and spread the wisdom. Your engagement helps build a community where support and growth flourish. Let's empower not just ourselves, but also those around us, sharing the light of Stoicism to illuminate the path to self-value and mutual respect. Thank you for being here, for being you. Remember, you are worthy. Right here, right now. Stay Stoic. The path to self-worth isn't about seeking external validation. It's about uncovering the strength that's been within you all.